Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Regina Anandi, Assistant Professor, Department of Artificial Intelligence and Data Science. Today we are going to discuss routing and middleware in Express.js. So this topic is very important because routing and middleware form the backbone of the backend API development in MERN stack. So let's begin. So before moving forward, let us quickly recap. In the previous session, we learned how to set up a server using Express, create basic routes, handle request and response. These are things. So we understood that Express runs on the top of Node.js and simplifies backend development. Today we will go deeper into how routing works internally and how middleware controls the request flow. Now let us understand the problem. Suppose we are building an application like e-commerce website, student management system, or a banking system. So we will need multiple routes such as users, products, orders. Is it right? So if we place everything inside one file without structure, the application becomes messy and difficult to manage. So that's a very big problem. So the question is, how do we organize multiple routes properly and control request execution? So that is where routing and middleware help us. Let us define routing. So routing is the process of determining how an application responds to a client request for a specific endpoint and HTTP method. So HTTP methods include get, post, put, delete. So each combination of URL and method triggers a specific function in our backend. This is called routing, or you sometimes it's called routing as well. So routing or routing depends upon that. So in Express, routing is simple. Example: app.get /users callback app post. So here app get handles the get request, app post handles the post request. So each route performs a specific operations. So this is the foundation of REST API development. Now let us think about structuring our project. Instead of writing all routes in server.js, we should divide them into a separate route files. For example, user routes.js, product routes.js, order routes.js. So this modular approach improves readability, make debugging easier, supports scalability. So this is how professionals usually use the backend systems. They usually design the backend system in such a way. Now let us understand middleware. So middleware is a function that receives a request, receives responses, has access to next function. Middleware executes before the final response is sent. So it acts like a checkpoint in the request lifecycle. There are different types of middleware in Express. Code design, which is nothing but application level middleware, router level middleware, built-in middleware, error handling middleware. So these are some type of middleware. So for example, app.use, this built-in middleware passes incoming JSON data. Middleware improves control and security of applications. So now let us understand middleware. So middleware is a function that has access to request object, response object, next function. So usually it runs between receiving request and sending responses. It acts like a checkpoint in the request lifecycle, as I said before. So let us understand how middleware works. So the request flow is like this way. So client, middleware, route, and response. So middleware can handle log request details, validate user input, authenticate users, modify request data. So these are the things it can handle. So after completing its task, it must call next function to pass control to the next function. So in real world project, routing and middleware works together. So authentication, middleware for authentication, middleware for logging, middleware and router for handling endpoints, controllers for business logic. So these are the layers. This layer, our layered architecture makes backend systems scalable and maintainable. So that's why Express is widely used in the industries. So let us quickly recap that, conclude with that. So today we understood what routing is, how Express handle routes, how route parameter work, what middleware is, and how middleware controls request flow. So routing and middleware together form a core of backend development using Express. Thank you so much for listening this concept called routing and middleware. Thank you.